Hello and welcome to another day on my channel. My name is Kelly Ferguson, and if you're new here, this month I am blogging or recording a video daily about zines and the process of making zines. And I've already finished one, and I'm working on a second one right now. So it's a day-by-day thing. So let me turn the camera around and we'll continue on. I should have checked to see if it was recording because I just did a whole thing and I had 3 seconds recorded. Okay, so I'm gonna just catch you up. So I did a spread here, and this is, I don't know if I'm going to have this like in this exact spot in the story. So I just felt like I wanted to capture this bit right now, and if I want to move it around, I can. So I wanted to do a illustration of the doctor, Dr. Sherman, who is the one that diagnosed me, and when I who I found out like this news from. And he wore glasses and had kind of a laughed through his nose and had this like cheesy grin and wore bow ties, like very colorful bow ties with his lab coat. And I need to figure out how to do a lab coat. So I'll work on that. But I also wanted to put on the lab coat like press hospital, just little details and things that stand out to me that I want to include in the story. And then on this side, I have, so kind of what I remember distinctly about sitting in this room. My x-rays are up on the lit, x-ray board. And he wrote 68 degrees. It was a 68-degree curve. My parents are there, and he's sharing the information about, basically what we're seeing, what this means, what he recommends, and everything that's going into it. And so as he's kind of sharing this information, I'm kind of sinking into my own world a bit and wondering, well, like, what does this mean in terms of gymnastics? Like, can I still do it? Is that over? What does he mean? Like, that's where my head was. Because it was like a major surgery, was going to have rods in my back, was going to be in a cast for a year. So my first question, after he kind of explained a lot of things, I said, will I be able to do gymnastics again? And he was sort of, I don't remember his exact words, but I remember the feeling of like, you're not going to be able to do gymnastics with a rod in your back. Like, he kind of slightly made like a little bit of a joke. He kind of smirked and laughed through his nose. And it felt like this was the most devastating news for me to hear. And to him, this was like, just common stuff that and information that he's relaying to people. Like, this is part of his work life. Doesn't really affect him, but drastically affects me. And so I just did not feel super understood. It just, he had his moments where he was kind of goofy and stuff like that. But even that felt a little bit, sometimes he could be dismissive by kind of just joking around, Meanwhile, I was going to be undergoing like a major surgery, and that was ultimately life-changing. And to him, like, this seemed like no big deal, just like another day at the office kind of thing. So I wanted to have the spine curvature here, and then writing out my experience of like what it was like receiving that news. And I'm just kind of marking, like, I'm going to work on this off camera and kind of let the writing free flow and then put it in later. So this is kind of where I stopped and wanted to stop for today. Just capturing this story. So, and I do like the spread of it. I like, this visual, this curvature here, and the image of the doctor there. So a lot of this is just like really core kind of memories that I want to make sure are part of the story for me. So that's what we got. And we'll continue things tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.